Hold on, because this UFC 330 showdown just got even more interesting. Jon Jones has weighed in on the blockbuster clash between Islam Makhachev and Ian Garry, and his prediction is turning plenty of heads. With Makhachev entering the fight as the betting favorite, Jones doesn't seem to believe the oddsmakers have it wrong. Before we dive deeper, hit that like button if you're enjoying the coverage and want to support the channel. As Garry prepares for the toughest test of his career, Jones appears convinced that the Irish contender won't be leaving with the victory. During a recent interview with Sport24 while visiting Russia, Jones was asked about the UFC 330 main event. He didn't hesitate to back Makhachev, praising him as one of the best fighters on the planet today. Jones even placed himself in that same elite category, explaining that Makhachev's wrestling pedigree makes him an incredibly difficult opponent to overcome. According to Jones, fighters with that kind of grappling foundation are among the hardest to beat, and he encouraged Makhachev to keep building his legacy. Still, not everyone shares that opinion. Speaking with MMA Junkie, Dean Thomas argued that Garry presents a unique and dangerous challenge for Makhachev. Thomas believes many fans underestimate Garry because of his personality and past controversies instead of focusing on his actual abilities inside the cage. He praised Garry's movement, fight IQ, discipline, and ability to avoid costly mistakes, insisting those qualities make him a legitimate threat. Thomas continued by highlighting Garry's physical advantages, experience, and steady improvement throughout his career. He pointed to victories over Michael Venom Page and Carlos Prates, noting that both fighters have posed major problems for opponents. In Thomas's view, Garry's knack for solving difficult matchups is exactly why Makhachev can't afford to overlook him. He even admitted this is one of those fights where an upset wouldn't completely shock him. So now the question is yours. Does Islam Makhachev dominate as expected? Or can Ian Garry pull off one of the biggest surprises in recent UFC history? Let me know your prediction in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more MMA updates. Could everyone be making the exact same mistake with Ian Garry that they made before Justin Gaethje shocked the MMA world? That's the question fans are asking as this fight draws closer. Meanwhile, disturbing new information has surfaced regarding the alleged UFC White House event attack plot. It turns out the early concerns weren't simply wild speculation. Authorities reportedly prevented the alleged plan after the parents of a 19-year-old suspect contacted local police. Now, the investigation has expanded, with reports indicating that 8 suspects have been arrested. According to a new report from MMA Junkie, 20-year-old Alexander Inig Mercado has been charged with allegedly obstructing a federal investigation. Prosecutors claim Mercado acted as an administrator for a group on the Signal messaging app that investigators believe was used to discuss plans involving the UFC White House event. After being contacted by the FBI, Mercado allegedly denied intending to travel to Washington, D.C., and is also accused of deleting the Signal application from his phone. If convicted, he could face a prison sentence of up to 20 years. It's an alarming situation all around, and it raises the obvious question of why anyone would become involved in something so serious. Back inside the MMA world, another storyline is quickly gaining momentum. Just weeks ago, almost nobody was seriously discussing Conor McGregor fighting Justin Gaethje because most fans expected Ilia Topuria to defeat Gaethje. Everything changed after Gaethje captured the undisputed lightweight championship, and with his previous verbal exchanges with McGregor, speculation about a future showdown has exploded. McGregor has also said publicly that he'd welcome that matchup. During a recent episode of the Anik and Florian podcast, John Anik suggested that if McGregor defeats Max Holloway on July 11th, he could leap straight to the front of the line for a lightweight title opportunity, even though Arman Tsarukyan is widely viewed as the leading contender. Anik acknowledged there are fair questions about whether McGregor can still make the 155-pound limit or even wants to compete there again. Even so, if McGregor beats Holloway and decides to chase lightweight gold, it's hard to imagine the UFC ignoring that opportunity. Unfortunately for Tsarukyan, that could mean waiting once again. Adding even more fuel to the story, Justin Gaethje confirmed he'll be in attendance for McGregor versus Holloway and admitted he still wants the chance to punch McGregor in the face. Of course, none of that matters unless McGregor gets past Holloway first, and many observers believe that's far from guaranteed. Former middleweight champion Michael Bisping also shared his thoughts during an interview with MMA Junkie. He explained that Holloway's legacy is already secure even if he loses, while also outlining several reasons why the former featherweight champion has a legitimate path to victory. Bisping pointed to Holloway's incredible experience, noting that he's only 34 years old despite competing in the UFC since he was just 19. He also reflected on Holloway's remarkable career and mentioned rewatching his fight against Ilia Topuria while traveling, emphasizing just how impressive Holloway's journey has been. "I missed he was performing really good. It was an extremely competitive bout until he got stopped. It favors Max Holloway. He's got the stats. He's got the resume. He's been fighting only the best talent. Probably 3 times a year the whole time Conor McGregor's been away. If he loses, it's not the end of world all. I think Max Holloway will be perfectly fine if he loses this fight. I don't think he's probably going to lose it. He's probably going to do very, very well. Given that Max has never competed at 170 and he's already accomplished so much in his career, it's hard to imagine his stock taking a serious hit if he does take an L." And Jed Goodman revealed Chapter 7. Conor McGregor remains most tested fighter in the UFC, the latest testing poll numbers for UFC data. And you guessed it, McGregor is still leading the way. He's been tested one more time to put his total at 13 after he remained at 12 for a few weeks. Chapter 8. Merab Dvalishvili only fighting Petr Yan next update. Merab Dvalishvili only fighting Petr Yan next. Since a third fight between Petr Yan and Merab Dvalishvili has yet to be announced, speculation that maybe an interim title could be put on the line has begun to make the rounds. But according to Merab Dvalishvili, UFC is committed to booking his trilogy with Yan. While talking to MMA Junkie recently, Merab Dvalishvili was asked to comment on situation, and once again he insisted that his next fight will be with Yan. Here's some of what he had to say. "The UFC told us that there's no interim belt or there is no other fights. I deserve to fight Petr Yan and I will have to wait for Petr Yan. I'm fine with that. Hopefully Petr Yan shows up soon and we finally fight him. If not, however long he takes, I still want him. That's the top guy in my division right now. I want the best fights because I've already beaten everyone else there. Petr Yan is the real challenge for me, especially since it's 1-1 between us right now. And I'm sure everyone will be excited about our trilogy." And in recent weeks, Merab Dvalishvili and Arman Tsarukyan have been trading heated verbal jabs after Arman called him out during Chapter 9 situation involving a wrestling match with RAF headline drama unfolds. But now Merab Dvalishvili has made it clear he's not happy with Arman Tsarukyan's comments about Ilia Topuria lately made. While speaking with MMA Junkie, Merab Dvalishvili called out Arman Tsarukyan for comments about his fellow Georgian and Justin Gaethje's recent fight loss remarks issue. He said Arman Tsarukyan is staying busy and doing his thing sport-wise. He's really impressive, but I have to say this, when I see Arman Tsarukyan still talking trash about my brother Ilia Topuria, especially after Ilia had such a great fight and incredible performance, I think he deserves respect from everyone at all times, period. I understand Arman Tsarukyan wanted to fight him before, but nobody should disrespect my brother Ilia Topuria at all. As an athlete, I respect Arman Tsarukyan, but at the same time I don't like the way he talks, especially about someone who just went through a war in the octagon, Ilia Topuria. And while Merab Dvalishvili was sitting down with influencer Neon, he also repeated why he's not a fan of Arman Tsarukyan. Then, while talking with Neon about Ilia Topuria's loss to Justin Gaethje, Merab Dvalishvili called out Justin Gaethje for cheating in fight claims. According to Merab, Ilia couldn't see in both eyes because Justin was punching him with hand half open, allowing fingers to poke Ilia's eyes and cause damage during exchanges in the fight here. Merab believes this is exactly why Justin's punches to Ilia's eyes were effective here. He also referenced Justin's fight with Paddy Pimblett, saying he poked him too, allegedly. Of course, Neon tried quickly to shut down those claims immediately.